Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1998 Mugen Prelude Type S. One of the final Mugen cars to run, and I really did not realise how many Mugen cars there were in this game when I first started this series back up again. There is a lot of them. This is the second to last one. Mugen cars can range from very aesthetically pleasing to, well, what the final Mugen car is going to turn out to be. This one is somewhere in the middle of that. I really like this generation of Prelude. I think from the back this looks fantastic with the little spoiler and the sort of molded body kit. The front end, all the chrome is a decision that was made. I don't think it was a good one, but it was a decision that was made. There's also what I assume is supposed to be like side graphics, but they're perfectly straight, while as the rear window sort of kinks upwards, which is a very bizarre look, but there you go, that's what they've gone with. In terms of this Mugen Prelude, I'm hoping this Prelude is better than the last 98 Prelude that I drove around this course, because for those of you who don't know, I drove the 98 SIR around here, and that had a 4-speed automatic, which was surprising. We've also driven the 96 Type S, which did not have a 4-speed automatic. I think that was a proper 6-speed. So I'm hoping this one is a proper 6-speed as opposed to the other 98. There's also one more Prelude to run after this. I have no idea if that's got a manual or an automatic, but I guess we'll find out when the time comes. Front engine, front wheel drive, 328 horsepower, 1,165 kilos. Fairly average statistics for a front wheel drive car. Maybe a little bit on the weightier side, but 5. I think that still might be an automatic, but I'm not sure. Anyways, to find out how the Mugen Prelude Type S gets along, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of a 25.696, this car unlikely to beat that. In terms of where this is going to go, well, I did mention the 96 Prelude Type S. That car set a time of a 30.786 Sans race mod. The quickest Prelude we've ever had was actually the 96 SIR, which is interesting. That's over a second quicker than the 98, so that just gives you an idea of how much of a difference the gearbox really does make on these vehicles. That car set a time of a 30.4, so not really sure on this. I mean, Mugen cars, typically it's more sort of aesthetic mods than it is anything tangible. I think the only time there really is something tangible is with stuff like the Civic Type R, which I think gets a bit more power than the standard Civic Type R. In terms of this compared to the normal Preludes, I think normally Preludes are sort of somewhere in the 330 horsepower region, so this isn't like massively down on where Preludes normally are, but it's also not like a increase on where they normally are or anything like that either. This is very weird. Okay, right, I hit the wall at the start, that's why. I'm about to say, this actually doesn't feel nearly as slow as apparently it is going, so not sure what's going on there. For a Honda, this actually feels like it's got some decent low-end torque, dare I say it, so it can really sort of push its way out of corners, which is, again, very different to what we normally get. It drives nice-ish, it's okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It feels weighty, sort of the front end, the way it turns in is very heavy. First gear is unusable. Okay, good to know. That, to be honest with you, is probably the sign that this isn't a automatic Prelude, because it actually has a first gear that you don't need to drive the car in, so yeah, come on Mugen, you can go a little bit quicker than that. I mean, like I say, in terms of like sort of Prelude versus Prelude, I don't really remember what the difference between the 96 and this is, other than this being slightly down on power, so I guess if it's a little bit slower that will make an amount of sense. think we got quite a decent final corner, or quite a decent corner in there. Just got to get the final corner bit. 30.687. Yeah, that's pretty much where I guess that makes sense. It's alright. It's not fantastic. I would definitely pick a standard factory Prelude over this. But yeah, it did its job. It did sort of what you would expect it to do. I guess I was worried a little bit in that sort of final closing laps, but we did manage to get something in respectable on the board. Of course, we had to take a little bit out of that corner, but every other car gets the chance to do it, so this one does as well. So yeah, on the whole, not bad. I think, again, sort of choosing between this and the 96 Type S, I don't really think there's all that much in it. I suppose this is a prize car, which gives it the advantage because it's cheaper. But you can race mod that over Prelude, so it sort of swings and roundabouts as to which one you pick. But you should just pick the SIR anyway, because apparently it's better. A 30.687 will place this into 273rd place. It goes in between the TVR Griffith 500 and the Renault Laguna V6. It is quicker than the Toyota MR2 GTS, Golf Mark IV V5, the Intrepid, the 323 Sportswagen, Celica SS2 Super Strut package, which is an interesting one worth pointing out. It is slower than the Spoon Civic Type R, the BMW 323i Coupe, and the Nissan 300 ZX Turbo, and the Silvia Spec S. So, I mean, in terms of Japanese coupes, not bad. It's just a very sort of average car. I mean, 270, what is it, 272 on the leaderboard, that is, or 273 on the leaderboard. I mean, we've had 546 cars now, so that is roughly where the centre point is. So, yeah, I suppose it makes sense. Yeah, just not an awful lot to say about it, really. It was alright. It was alright. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.